Over the course of time, many shows have been overrated, especially with shows such as The Mandalorian and Penguin, but those are the least shows I will give a 7 out of 10. This piece of mediocre Disney show, however, that took over the control from Netflix, Daredevil Born Again, is a boring show from start to finish, yet people label it as a great show. That's the reason why I will talk today about why I think this is heavily overrated. First reason why I think it is overrated comes down to including characters Kirsten that works with Matt, BB Urich, played by Shania Walton, or whatever how you pronounce it, an actress nobody has heard about, much like Naomi Aki in the recent Mickey 17 movie. You also have got Sheila, that is Viz's campaign manager. In addition, you also see this Asian police lady called Aja Kim. It really does not seem like she could have been a real hostage negotiator. But all for the agenda, I guess. All these characters cement the problem in shows and movies these days, where as long as these characters are prioritized, you miss the chance to develop a better story and plot centered around the best characters. The second problem with the show is how you see this emotional deep talk. The dialogue is very boring in the show, but nobody really points that out, because hey, Marvel fans do not like it when there's much action, like in a new Captain America movie, or the second Doctor Strange movie. They enjoy emotional deep talk, and it is fantastic how Daredevil uses half the season to decide whether it will count Daredevil again or not. Of course, that's a hard decision, but given that this is about Daredevil after all, it is strange to see him use so much time to make that decision, because before he becomes Daredevil, the show is insanely boring. Actually, the first 20 minutes that involves the moment when his friend Foggy dies are the best minutes in the whole show, and that kind of says it all about how badly it is written. Then it is not that strange that we time and time again are drawn back to this moment. That really shows how bad the plot is. The third reason is how we see the show that never gets better. There's so much boring dialogue and very little things happening. We have this villain Fist that wants to use his power step by step and turn himself into Mayor Kingpin by using the task force to his own benefit, and he makes this vigilante task force to hunt everybody with a mask down. Nevertheless, in a Jedi show from Netflix, if we compare it to the last first season there, it is a show where we see a continuation of intensity that builds itself up between Daredevil, Fisk, and Poindexter, where the last character is a Daredevil ambassador that throws shit on the Daredevil name and paints him as a criminal. In this show, however, never really get going, and it seems to be a season that just has a build-up with no real execution, where it is of course all about baking in the agenda in the show rather than making it exciting. The show could also have been more character based, like that particular first season, but then again, in Daredevil season 3, the side characters like Karen Page and Agent Nadim was also way more exciting characters. In this show, we see the wrong characters getting more screen time. We have, of course, touch upon that later, but to describe it more in detail, yes, Fisk and Daredevil are still there a lot, but the characters that could have been more in this show, like Poindexter, Punisher, and Karen Page, are barely in it at all. Some might say, wow, it is so good at the end when Poindexter has gotten out of jail and he points his gun towards Fisk to kill him. Then Daredevil saves him, but I would rather say that we have way too few tense scenes like that. Instead, we are stuck with BB Urich that robs insanely much screen time, with a dead-ass boring BB report, therapy sessions with Fisk and Vanessa, which leads us to the annoying Heather character. This character is so boring because she is so cold, cynical, and she is on a mission to psychoanalyze Daredevil all the freaking time. Fair enough, she is a love interest to Daredevil after all, but as opposed to Elektra and Karen Page, the former flames of this character, she brings nothing to the table and has no personality rather than the usual strong woman agenda personality. Fifth problem with the season and why it is very overrated is because of how you see the important scenes being cut very short, or rather the tense scenes at least, like the fight between Daredevil and Muse, and when Poindexter is about to shoot and kill Fisk. It is like over in 2 minutes, and after that last scene in episode 8, you see a 5-minute flashback in the last episode where we suddenly see Poindexter getting the offer from Vanessa to kill Foggy in order to get out of jail, confirming Daredevil's suspicion that she gave this order due to the absence of Fisk, but of course we already knew that, and there was no real need for this flashback. Those moments are important after all, so it is very strange to leave them so short. But I guess that kinda just shows how bad the writing in this show really is, and that the high rating is mainly because Marvel fans have finally gotten a Marvel show that is made to their liking, where we tone down the action and make lots of emotional deep talk. Me myself, I do not condone this deep talk, and that's why I will give this show a 5 out of 10. And this was a complete waste of my time.